Hello, plus one students. I'm Ruchita Sharma. Today we shall proceed to read part 3 of Ranga's Marriage by Masti Venkatesh Iyengar from your book Snapshots. बच्चों, अभी तक हमने पढ़ा कि इस लेसन में लेखक रंगा नामक लड़के से हमारा परिचय कराता है। रंगा लेखक के गांव होसाहल्ली का ही निवासी है। रंगा के पिता होसाहल्ली में अकाउंटेंट हैं। वे गांव के पहले व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने अपने पुत्र को बंगलौर शहर में पढ़ने भेजा है। अभी रंगा घर आया हुआ है। वह अपने संस्कार नहीं भूला है। उसने अभी भी जनेऊ धारण किया हुआ है। वह लेखक के पैर छूकर संस्कारित तरीके से नमस्कार करता है। लेखक रंगा को विवाह योग्य देखकर खुश होता है, उसे आशीर्वाद देता है कि जल्द से उसका विवाह हो जाए। Students, we find that the author succeeds in making us laugh whenever he talks about his village and his people. Find the words, phrases, and situations in the lesson which make you laugh. With this idea, let's read the lesson further. Page 19. For a while we talked about this and that, then I came to the point. Rangappa, when do you plan to get married? I'm not going to get married now, he said. Why not? I need to find the right girl. I know an officer who got married only 6 months ago. He's about 30 and his wife is 25, I'm told. They will be able to talk lovingly to each other. Let's say I married a very young girl. She may take my words spoken in love as words spoken in anger. Recently, a troupe in Bangalore staged the play Shakuntala. There is no question of Dushyant falling in love with Shakuntala if she were young like the present-day brides, is there? What would have happened to Kalidasa's play? If one gets married, it should be to a girl who is mature. Otherwise, one should remain a bachelor. That's why I'm not marrying now. Is there any other reason? A man should marry a girl he admires. What we have now are arranged marriages. How can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other? Or so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers. One a neem fruit, the other a bitter god. Exactly, Ranga said, laughing. I was distressed that the boy who I thought would make a good husband had decided to remain a bachelor. After chatting for a little longer, Ranga left. I made up my mind right then that I would get married. Ramarao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died and her uncle had brought her home. Ranga was just the boy for her and she the most suitable bride for him. Since I was a frequent visitor to Ramarao's place, the girl was quite free with me. I completely forgot to mention her name. Ratna it was. The very next morning I went to the house and told Ramarao's wife, I shall send some buttermilk for you. Ask Ratna to fetch it. Ratna came. It was a Friday. So she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. I sent for Ranga. While she was singing the song, Krishnamurti in front of my eyes, Ranga reached the door. He stopped at the threshold. He did not want the singing to stop, but was curious to see the singer. Carefully he peeped in. The light coming into the room was blocked. Ratna looked up and seeing a stranger there, abruptly stopped. तो बच्चों, हमने पाया कि लेखक रंगा की रुचि रत्ना में बढ़ाना चाहता है। इस कारण वो उनकी एक मुलाकात अपने घर में चालाकी से करवाता है। रत्ना लेखक के कमरे में गाना गा रही है, वीणा बजा रही है और अचानक रंगा भी प्रस्तुत हो जाता है। रंगा को देखते ही रत्ना गाना बंद करके यकायक वहां से चली जाती है क्योंकि उसके लिए वह अजनबी है और रंगा उसके गाने से बेहद प्रभावित है। Now further, suppose you buy the best quality mango, you eat it slowly, savoring its peel before biting into juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it. Before you take another bite, the fruit slips out of your hand and falls to the ground. How do you feel? Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped. You sent for me? He asked as he came in and sat on the chair. Ratna stood at a distance, her head lowered. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her. Once our eyes met and he looked very embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. Let me leave. Words, mere words. The fellow said he would leave but did not make a move. How can one expect to match actions in these days of Kaliyug? Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness. After a while, Ranga asked, "Who is that girl, Swami?" "Who's that inside?" the lion wanted to know. The he-goat who had taken shelter in the temple replied, "Does it matter who I am? I'm a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you male or female?" The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. Like the he-goat, I said, "What does it matter to either of us who she is? I'm already married, and you aren't the marrying kind." Very hopefully he asked, "She isn't married then?" His voice did not betray his excitement, but I knew it was there. "She was married a year ago." His face shriveled like a roasted brinjal. After a while, Ranga left, saying, "I must go. I have work at home." आओ बच्चों, अब हम इस पाठ का सारांश या समरी सुने. Listen. But Ranga had no plans to marry. He wanted to get married to a mature girl whom he could admire. Narrator decided at once that he would get Ranga married. He thought of Rama Rao's niece, Ratna, who would be a suitable bride for Ranga. She was from a big town. She played on the veena and the harmonium. The narrator asked Rama Rao's wife to send Ratna to his place to fetch some buttermilk. So she came, wearing a grand sari. He requested Ratna to sing. Meanwhile, he sent for Ranga also. Ranga reached and stopped outside as he did not want the singing to stop, but was eager to see the face of the singer too. So he entered. Ratna at once stopped singing on seeing the stranger. Ranga came in and Ratna left. Ranga asked who the girl was from the narrator. The narrator told him that she was married a year ago, and Ranga was upset to know that. Students, come, let's glance at the glossary related to this lesson. Part 3. Troupe. A group of performers like dancers or actors. कलाकारों का समूह. Next word, admire. Praise or applaud. प्रशंसा करना. I admire your courage. Next word, stains, marks or blemish, daag. Her clothes were stained with mud. Next word, distressed, which means suffered, व्यथित होना. I was distressed at the sad news. Next word, bitter gourd, karela, a kind of bitter vegetable. My father is very fond of bitter gourd. Next word, threshold, dwar, bottom of a doorway. He stood on the threshold of the house. Next word, embarrassed, sharminda hona, to feel very shy or ashamed. I felt embarrassed while talking to him. Next word, vowed, kasam khana, promised. I vowed to score very good in my exams. Thus, +1 students, we have completed reading and summarizing the passages for part 3. See you soon. Till then, be updated. God bless.